Today I'm trying something that I usually don't do. I've loaded some piano samples or chords into a machine, and I'm triggering them from this small X key keyboard. And they're all washed up in enormous amounts of reverb from Valhalla Massive. Yeah, so different samples here. They're from the Maschine library. So I'm a pianist myself, so I always play the chords on my own, but I thought I would just try to get a different take on laying some chords. And I have this sequence here. Enormous reverb there too. So we can call that an A part, and I was thinking of making another scene, as it's called in machine speak. And we have this here. This is just the same group. And but I need some other chords, and that's why I've loaded these samples into another group in machine. So I just improvise around it and lay on the bass afterwards when I decided. So this is just basically major seventh chords that are being triggered. Let's see, where are we? Just have to be careful to trigger the right one. Let's see where we are. Okay, there we are. Totally sure which chords I'm triggering, but that's I think it's roughly in that area. Actually, I like this sample better than the one I started with. It works in both octaves. So this patch from on the Muse is a simple one that I programmed myself. So it's a triangle flutey kind of. And it's unison with 4 voices being triggered at the same time. So it's quite soft and has a constant vibrato, which you can do more with. And I have the macro to scale the wave mix from triangle to pulse. And also to open up the second filter, so we get a little bit more breathy sound. And also, yeah. Also, if you add the ring modulator and the On the modulation oscillator you also get a little bit more changes in timbre. That's a very clean triangle. And we can do some overload to get it a little bit more bite. I think I just start with the basic. Okay, that's better. Okay, I have to be a little bit more careful with the velocity. It's kind of mellow and sweet. Let's do the bass, which is here. But now I have enough to lay on some lead, and that's in this part here. I'm really not in the mood today. The last half was okay, I think. Or maybe I can just use that, but that was the best so far, which is not saying much. So let's see what we have here. Just wildly improvised, but how does this work when I go into B? Let's see. There it goes. maybe that's not a bad idea, but so this is day 2 working on this particular track, and I felt that I wasn't totally finished yesterday because I found it a little bit boring. So I just added a little bit more Moog pad to the parts, like the first one. Yeah, so here in the background it fills it out nicely, and then we have this part here. Yeah, so that's 2 different pads from the Muse that just on top of each other creates a little bit more movement. And I was just thinking of maybe adding some more kind of ostinato or arpeggiated stuff to the B part. And also I have an outro, which is like this, just without the beat. Yeah, I think that's quite nice. But I need some kind of just plucky, easy sound here. Right. It's a little loud, but I can check that quickly. Shall we call it quits? Yeah, just added some pads and filled out the sound a bit. So yeah, okay for a couple of hours work, I think. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.